Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving into some seriously fascinating source material today on how to profitably export to Iraq in 2026. If you've been wondering where the real untapped growth is hiding over in the Middle East, the data we're unpacking today is going to be incredibly eye-opening. Think of this as a strategic masterclass. We're going to explore the exact strategies, the potential pitfalls, and the specific steps outlined in the research to really thrive in this rapidly evolving market.
But before we get to the winning strategies, we need to talk about this number. $11,400. This single number actually represents the pure loss paid in what a seasoned trader called his stupid tax. This was on his very first container to Iraq back in 2008. And why did it happen? Simply because of wrong Incoterms and missing Arabic translations on his paperwork. That's it. It was a completely avoidable disaster, but a really expensive lesson in how doing things the standard way just doesn't always work when you're entering a highly specific market.
Now, what's really fascinating here is the transformation that happened afterward. By learning from that $11,000 mistake and applying the exact playbook we're about to cover, that same trader now moves over 400 highly profitable, completely stress-free containers a year into Iraq. That is the power of having the right system. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation and turns what kind of feels like a high-risk gamble into a highly predictable running operation. So to systematically dismantle those perceived risks and actually secure healthy margins, here's the exact roadmap we'll follow. 1. The 2026 market opportunity. 2. Finding verified buyers. 3. Logistics and Incoterms. 4. Documents and customs. 5. Getting paid safely. And 6. Avoiding deadly mistakes. Let's jump right into Section 1, the 2026 market opportunity. It's absolutely vital to understand that the Iraqi market today is not the market of a decade ago. We're witnessing a massive shift right now in 2026. The country is transitioning away from basic post-conflict reconstruction and evolving incredibly fast into a booming, diversified consumer economy. The sheer scale here is wild. We're talking about an annual import volume somewhere between $48 and $52 billion. The reconstruction budget alone sits at a massive $88 billion. Food and agriculture imports are topping $22 billion, and construction materials are hitting $9.5 billion. This whole economic surge is brilliantly backed by a newly stabilized Iraqi dinar and really heavy, sustained government spending. So you're probably asking, what exactly are they buying? Well, if you deal in any of these top 7 product categories, the data shows current demand is literally at an all-time high. We're looking at core infrastructure materials. Think cement, rebar, ceramic tiles, massive volumes of food staples like rice, sugar, and frozen poultry. Plus, there's huge demand for pharmaceuticals, generators, heavy machinery spare parts, and even fast-moving consumer goods like baby milk powder and diapers. The market is just incredibly hungry across a really broad spectrum.
All right, moving to Section 2, finding verified buyers.
Because having the right product is only half the battle, right? Finding serious buyers who actually pay you is the crucial next phase. Now, interestingly, a lot of new exporters default to platforms like Alibaba Trade Assurance, but the data shows that avenue is highly ineffective for Iraq. We're talking a less than 22% success rate. If you want real, paying clients, you have to use proven, localized avenues. Exhibiting at the Baghdad and Erbil International Fairs yields a staggering 92% success rate. Utilizing a verified buyer platform like Tendified.net hits 89%, and tapping into established networks like the IBBC or trading houses in Dubai and Amman, those are all really solid, high-yield strategies. You simply have to go where the serious players are. And while you're out there networking, you absolutely must fiercely protect yourself. If a new buyer exhibits any immediate red flags, you just walk away. If they ask for a ridiculous 40 to 60% discount right out of the gate, close the chat. If they refuse to jump on a quick video call or send a passport scan to verify who they are, move on. And if they ever want you to pay a fee up front for customs or registration, block them immediately. Serious Iraqi businessmen just do not operate this way, and spotting these warning signs early is going to save you endless headaches.
Let's look at Section 3, Logistics, Routes, and Incoterms.
Finding a good buyer leads right into how you actually get the product to them efficiently. And this is an area where rookie mistakes will absolutely destroy your margins. Your Incoterm, which just dictates who carries the shipping risk and liability, must evolve with your experience level. For your first 1 to 5 shipments, stick to terms where the risk to you is low, like CIF into the ports of Qasr or Basra. As you build trust over your next 5 to 20 shipments, you can transition to CPT, taking the goods all the way to Baghdad or Erbil. But please, hear me loud and clear on this. Never,
ever use Xworks or Free On Board with new buyers. Leaving the freight arrangements entirely in their hands carries a risk of non-payment that is just way too high. Now, to smoothly bridge the gap between those shipping terms and actual customs compliance, you have to understand the COC. The Certificate of Conformity isn't just a piece of paper anymore. It's a mandatory, fully digitized, QR-coded certificate verified by the Iraqi Organization for Standards and Quality Control. You absolutely must ensure your inspection agency provides this digital COC. Without it, your container is instantly rejected at the border, and nobody wants their goods turned into a very expensive stationary metal box sitting out in the desert. Getting the goods there also requires choosing the smartest path. Strategic logistics planning here can actually save you up to 15% in operational costs. You've got highly reliable sea routes from Mersin or Jabal Ali to the Qasr port, boasting 97 to 98% reliability. Or, if you need speed for perishable goods, you might use the overland route from Aqaba to Treble. It costs a bit more and has slightly lower reliability, but it's much faster. The real secret weapon in 2026, though, is intermodal shipping. That's where you combine ultra-reliable sea freight with local Iraqi trucking networks for seamless last-mile delivery. Okay, diving into Section 4, bulletproof documents and customs. Getting your goods to the border is great, but getting them across using Iraq's new electronic single-window system means your paperwork has to be flawless. Do this right, and you clear customs in just 3 to 7 days. Here's the exact list. You need a bilingual commercial invoice translated into Arabic, a legalized certificate of origin, a packing list with precise HS codes, a bill of lading with protective clauses, and an ICGI insurance certificate. And depending on what you're shipping, you might also need a radiation certificate for food or children's items or a fumigation certificate for wooden packaging. Pre-verify all of this, and customs is a breeze.
Next up is Section 5, getting paid safely.
Because the crucial point of all of this is actually getting the money securely into your bank account, right? With currency volatility always being a factor, hope is not a strategy. There is a very stark divide here between safe trading and reckless gambling. On the safe side, you have irrevocable confirmed letters of credit at sight, meaning the bank guarantees your payment upon seeing the correct documents. That's practically zero risk. Securing a 30% telegraphic transfer in advance is also a very safe standard. On the dangerous side, open account or payment after delivery. This is extremely high risk, and the source material heavily advises never using it in your first 3 years.
Which brings us to our final section, avoiding deadly trading mistakes. You've done all the hard work, so please don't let simple errors wipe out your profits right at the finish line. The source material details some incredibly expensive pitfalls that still trap beginners today. No Arabic translation on your invoice? That's an automatic 14-day hold and a $1,500 fine. Using the wrong HS code? Brace yourself for a 30-day delay and massive storage fees. If you forget that ICGI insurance on a CIF shipment, your container will be outright rejected. Forgetting to send a pre-alert 10 days prior will hit you with $150 a day in late fees. And if you accept payment in Iraqi dinar, you're looking at an instant 18% currency loss. Always quote in US dollars to protect that sweet 20 to 30% margin. So, to make sure you never fall victim to those mistakes, let's run through this highly satisfying pre-shipment checklist. Step 1. Secure that 30% bank advance. Step 2. Sign the contract using the correct Incoterms. Step 3. Complete and legalize all your documents. Step 4. Confirm your booking and get your container number. Step 5. Issue your ICGI insurance. And finally, Step 6. Send your pre-alert package to your agent 10 days before arrival. If all 6 of these boxes are checked, you can finally press the Release Cargo button with absolutely zero stress.
So I want to leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop paying the stupid tax and launch your first highly profitable container to the 2026 Iraqi market? The source material lays out the entire playbook for us today. You know exactly where the demand is, how to find the real buyers, and you have the blueprint for logistics, customs, and getting paid safely. There is an $88 billion reconstruction boom happening out there right now, and the opportunity is absolutely phenomenal if you approach it with structure and strategy. Thanks so much for exploring this data with me on today's Explainer, and I hope this gives you the insights you need to confidently conquer this market. Catch you next time.